Ladies and gentlemen, the World Wrestling Association is proud to present International All-Star Championship Wrestling. Another edition of Bruiser Bedlam, coming to you from the fabulous Premier Center in Detroit.
Let's hear it for Frankie Adonis. And his opponent from the Yukon. He weighs 458 pounds, known as the Ninth Wonder of the World. Here is Yukon, the Moose, Cholak. One fall, 10-minute time limitation.
We've got a great match to open up today's edition of Bruiser Bedlam. Dick the Bruiser at ringside, along with yours truly, Terry Sullivan. It's Frankie Adonis, well-built young man, to meet the immovable force, Moose Cholak.
Frankie's got his work cut out for him, Terry.
As does any opponent that gets in there with the Moose. Moose Cholak, about 6 feet 5 inches tall, well over 400 pounds. He'll get a good workout in there against Frankie Adonis, though.
Frankie Adonis is one of the few wrestlers that can bench press 500 pounds.
Now, wait a minute. What do we have at ringside? Dr. Jerry Graham has just moved into the picture. And there's that 7-foot 2-inch tall Kentucky Butcher. Now, we've seen this more or less intimidation tactics happening for several weeks here. The Butcher coming out along with Jerry Graham while the Moose is in the ring.
You hit it right on the head, Terry. It's intimidation.
You hear a lot of talk between these two. As yet, though, I think the promoters are still working on signing a match between these two. You heard a few words of wisdom from Dr. Jerry Graham. They've now seen fit to leave the ringside, having made their point, I guess.
He's trying to antagonize Moose Cholak, and I think that's just what he's doing, too.
Sort of a king of the mountain kind of a story there. There can only be one power. So you've got the two of the biggest men in professional wrestling, Moose Cholak and the Kentucky Butcher. The Kentucky Butcher trying to make a reputation for himself, and certainly he would go a long way in that regard if he were able to defeat Moose Cholak. Moose doesn't look like he got too awfully upset by the presence of the Kentucky Butcher. Adonis with Moose in the corner, he might not ought to want to do something like this. And that's why. Oh!
You see the ring sway?
Oh! I think that thing's going to collapse. It's on by the Moose, and Frankie Adonis is going to take a break.
Adonis is smart in getting out of the ring. But if that's why we'll make the Moose even madder.
Adonis might be even smarter if he go back to the dressing room.
Well, that's true, but if he gets back in that ring, all that he's doing by getting out of the ring is giving the Moose a few extra snarkfuls of air, and that's when he's really mad.
You got Moose Cholak, certainly a guy who enjoys, absolutely loves the sport of professional wrestling. And of course, Jerry Graham and his stable of wrestlers have been a constant thorn in the side of Moose Cholak over the years. The latest and perhaps the most dangerous threat to Moose Cholak comes now from the 7-foot 2-inch tall, 580-pound Kentucky Butcher.
Can you imagine if those two got in the ring together?
They'd have to reinforce the ring for one thing.
They'd have to put double the floor.
Frankie Adonis just had his head slammed into the turnbuckle by Moose Cholak. Coming up later on today, ladies and gentlemen, the World Heavyweight Champion, the great Wojo, meets Chris Carter, a title match right here on television. You'll want to be here for that. The Russian Igor Zatkoff here to meet Rick Dex and many other stars. At the moment, though, it's Frankie Adonis with the advantage on Moose Cholak. He stands back nicely. And Moose just taking things sort of easy here, making Adonis come to him. They lock up the massive arms of Moose Cholak with the referee hold on Adonis. Oh! Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, I heard the pop so low. Moose Cholak. And that wasn't his full strength either by any means, as you could see.
No, it's interesting, Terry. I told you before that Yukon Moose used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh! The El Squasho. That's got to be it. No way. Anybody.
He just beat Frankie Adonis.
It's the Bruiser every time I wrestle. He's my good luck.
Thank you.
Certainly an outstanding tag team combination on occasion too, I understand.
What I want to say, Terry, the Moose was a boxer in the Navy, and he just beat Frankie Adonis. He started out as a boxer.
Let's take a look at it again here. Frankie Adonis being by Moose Cholak. Takes his man over. Now watch the Moose. Right in he goes. 450 pounds of El Squasho on Frankie Adonis.
He puts that belt right across his face.
Coming up a tag team match. Stay with us. More action to come.
As is customary in this period, it's question and answer again. And instead of me answering the questions, we have Hal Sullivan, who will be asking the question to Dr. Jerry Green Jr. about Wojo being retired. Hal?
That's right, George. It's a great privilege to meet you, Dr. Graham. I wanted to ask him in person, is the great Wojo retiring from the ring?
A little quick background. The WWA, as George Cannon will tell you, is right now the oldest continually active promotion in the United States and Canada. Wojo was a WWA champion. He beat everybody that could put up against him. Now, at that particular time, we had a plan. We thought the fans deserved this, to unify the belt, to have one champion instead of all these splinter group champions. Well, as fate would have it, I haven't had the connection. I was with every major promotion in the United States and Canada myself. I knew the people, I knew the promoters, but we were stone-walled. Wojo wrestled and defeated all the people that would wrestle him many times. Calypso Jim, even Chris Carter took his chances. That I respect him for. But I'll tell you this, Wojo retired with the stipulation that if any of the major wrestlers would agree to take him on, he would make a comeback. And by this we mean there's only 4 people that fit the bill. Well, maybe 5. And that is Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Jerry Lawler, or Sergeant Slaughter. If any of these 5 men who have been ducking Wojo for who knows how many years now would agree to give him a chance to prove that he is, which he is, the greatest champion in the world and the most undefeatable wrestler in the history, he will be back. But if not, that's it.
Well, Dr. Green, I can attest to that. That is the God's honest truth. That Dr. Jerry Green, on behalf of the great Wojo, did challenge these people. And I swear, God can straighten me here if I'm telling a lie, that these people didn't even answer the letter. That's how much they were interested in that match. Well, I hope you have your paper and your pencil ready. We have the address for you. If you'd like to have wrestling in your hometown, if you'd like to write to your favorite wrestler, whatever, here's Hal Sullivan with the address.
Well, there are actually 2 addresses to write to. You can write to George Cannon, Box 3282, Tecumseh, Ontario, N8N2M4. Or if you're writing from the United States, to Superstars of Wrestling, Box 32828, Detroit, Michigan, with the long zip 48232-0004. And we have another question for you, George. This one comes from Janelle Cheltenham of Detroit, Michigan. And she wants to know, how can I get a date with the Wojo brothers?
Well, that's a very good question. There's only one problem. If you have an idea of falling in love with the Wojo brothers, you're too late. They love each other so much that they have no room to love anybody else. So I don't know if the best way would be to write a letter to me or to my box number, Wojo Brothers, or Jock Wojo, or whichever one, Raymond, and address the letter that way.
Well, if you enjoy playing Ann Landers, George, here's one from Eric L. Adams in Detroit. He wants to know, are Randy and Elizabeth married or dating? Because I have a crush on her.
What's going on? What's going on out there? Oh, my God. Randy and Elizabeth are married, so forget it.
This sort of follows on, actually. Andre Watson, Detroit, Michigan, or maybe it doesn't follow on. Whatever happened, says he, to Gorgeous George?
Gosh, I thought everybody knew that. Gorgeous George, of course, is dead. Very sad ending to a great career. He was a journeyman wrestler in the name of George Wagner. All of a sudden, someone in Hollywood came up with this idea to curl his hair with the Georgie pins and the valet Jeeves and everything, the perfume. He had a great career. It was ruined by someone who was jealous, calling up his wife and telling him that while he was on the road, he was fooling around. His wife divorced him, community settlement property, they was split. He went downhill away from there. George is dead.
Special message for all you charitable organizations, or any kind of an organization, actually. If you'd like to bring the thrills and excitement of Bruiser Bedlam Wrestling to your community to raise some funds, here's a great way. We'll bring all the stars in. If you'd like some more information on that, write to the address or call the phone number on your screen. Bruiser Bedlam, 151 West Jefferson, Suite 514, Detroit, 48226. Telephone area code 313-537-9796.
Fall, 15-minute time limitation, and this is a tag team matchup. Introducing, from parts unknown, weighing 348 pounds, here is the Hangman. And his partner, also from parts unknown, weighing at 250 pounds, I give you the Black Saint. And their opponents, weighing 232 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico. He's known as the Supermex. Here is El Bracero. And his partner, weighing 230 pounds, from Chatham, Ontario. Let's hear it for Rick Bolton. Bolton, tag team matchup.
This should be a great match, Bruiser. A couple of guys, yes, men. Have you ever been to Parts Unknown?
No,
I understand they all wear masks in that town, okay? Never been there, huh?
it must be in Canada somewhere.
Rick Bolton on the outside, El Bracero starting for his team, the Masked Men. It's the Hangman, the larger of the two. Black Saint starting off against El Bracero, Supermex, the high flyer from Mexico City. Well, you see moves from El Bracero that just dazzle you.
You better believe it, Terry. He's the finest Spanish wrestler, any kind of wrestler. He's one of the top ones.
And of course, El Bracero is after some tougher competition. Wants to work his way up to those main events. Certainly, he's qualified for it. He's taking his time, though. He's a patient man.
Well, he used to be a little bit smaller than he is now, but he's a full-fledged heavyweight now.
Off the ropes comes the Black Saint over the top. Bracero, whoa! Surprised me and certainly caught this Black Saint off guard. The tag is made. Here comes the Hangman. Big man, over 300 pounds. Bracero tags off to Rick Bolton in the other corner.
I think Bracero did the right thing.
Tagging out.
Yeah, just let the Hangman wear himself out a little.
Obviously, strategy, an integral part of a successful tag team combination.
Well, he might not wear himself out.
Hangman's got quite a reputation, but Black Saint with a boot from the outside. Referee warning the team about the double teaming tactics. Bolton's coming back, though. Oh, he got his man over. Took him over in that flying mare. Reverse chinlock applied by Rick Bolton. Bolton's an up-and-comer.
He's improving every week.
He's been at it a few years. Bracero in over the top ropes. Bracero, very, very stylish wrestler, as you will see. Takes the big man down with a fist into the midsection. El Bracero, the Supermex. The fans flock to this guy. They love to see him in the ring. He is just non-stop action, so quick and so very effective. Let's see what we can do with the Black Saint. Reverse over Bracero, though. Oh! That's thinking. That's experience. Drop kick. The Black Saint is down. Bracero's on a roll. Another drop kick. The Black Saint's going to take a break. And Bracero, oh my Lord, right through the ring. Right into the table. Good Lord,
I thought they were coming right on top of it.
Bracero shifting, tailing, right brutal in the top rope. What did he catch him with, a headbutt or a shoulder block then?
I don't know. I was running for my life.
Out under the table. Boy. What a wrestler he is. Well, he was taking quite a chance with that.
Right, I thought he was going to come right at me.
A lot of flash and dazzle from the Supermax.
Tell you right, 1 second there, I was thinking about I was going to have to hit him to defend myself.
Tailing out here. Bracero, things slowing down just a bit. Bracero facing a much bigger opponent. He's used to that, though. Hangman, a man with quite a devious, dangerous reputation. Max Bracero. Hangman charged in, but there was nobody there.
Hangman must have weighed. He must weigh as much as both of his opponents together.
Bolton coming down to the right, the left leg of Hangman. Second time he does it. Once again, the tag is made. Bracero back into action. What's the matter with the referee? Off over the top rope, the tag must be made. A technicality, but...
Well, Thomas is a good referee.
Yeah, he is. He is. Bracero taking on both of them now. We've got all 4 of them in there. Double trouble. And head-on collision of the 2 masked men. Bracero with a flying head scissors takes the right straight over. Flying head scissors. Bolton working on the mask in the other corner. Bracero with a scoop slam and going out.
He's going to go for it.
He's climbing to the top rope.
There he goes, super fly.
Ankles away. Oh! Isn't that guy amazing, though?
He got it.
They deserve the round of applause that they're getting from the crowd in attendance here at the beautiful Premier Center in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Just an amazing. The winners by a Superfly and Body Press, Bracero and Rick Bolton. That's what Bracero calls that move. The ring announcer jogged my memory. Coming from the top, the Superfly, he calls that. Let's see it again. As you can see, Rick Bolton keeping the Hangman busy in the left-hand side of the screen. Big body slam sets the man up. Bracero on his way out. There he goes. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the top. Here comes the Superfly. Bombs away. Great shot from the camera. And that was all it took, understandably, for Bracero and Bolton to emerge victorious. The one and only Dr. Jerry Graham coming up in the gallery. Also the great Wojo against Dick Carter later in the program as we return.
Well, we have another question here.
Yes, we do, from rather far afield, too, Gaylord, Michigan. Kevin Palm of Gaylord, Michigan wants to know, how can I obtain photos of my favorite stars?
Well, I guess the best way to do that is you can send me a letter. It's $2 per photo. Send the money you need for the stars you want, and I'll pass it on to the proper people. If they don't have the particular pictures you want, they'll send you back the money, plus the pictures if they have the ones that you want.
Well, there's going to be a certain pattern of these questions, I think. Here's one from William R. McConnell of Huron, Ohio. And he says, I would like to contact Magnificent Mimi, Candy Divine, Taylor Thomas, and Rockin' Robin. How do I do it?
Well, we're going to change the name of the program. We're going to change it to the Sex Hour or something. I know that a lot of the fans out there, particularly the ones that watch Glow and Pow, do it only to look at the ladies. That's the only reason, because you're not a wrestling fan if you're watching this total program. But I guess it goes beyond that. I guess the girls watch the wrestlers, and they're all well-developed fellows, and they're young, and they're good-looking, and they know it's a glamorous life, and they want to meet these people. And the same thing with the... I would suggest send a letter, like I've said many times, to the person in particular. Don't send it to me. Send it to whoever you want. Is it Thomas? Is one Taylor Thomas or somebody?
Yes.
Send it to that person in care of our box number. We'll send it on. Send a stamped, self-addressed envelope, always.
Okay, here's another one from Sarah Charlie of LaSalle, Ontario. I heard Lonnie Anderson wants to go out with Dr. Jerry Graham. Please, please give me first chance. I would even give up singing for him.
Well, this is the girl that has been writing in a few weeks, and as it happens, we know her. We would do anything in the world to make you give up singing. We're going to work on getting Dr. Jerry Graham a date with you, Sarah. Just hang on.
Welcome to another edition of Graham's Gallery. Our guest here today is one of the most successful promoters in the country who has recently aligned himself with the WWA. Mr. George Cannon, who predominantly promotes in the country of Canada, but also has some interest in the United States. George Cannon, I'd like to welcome you to Graham's Gallery.
Well, first of all, Jerry, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. It's not my pleasure to be here. I was asked to come out here simply because you don't have the proper people coming out here telling you exactly what you are. I know you from...
Well, I know what I am. I know what I am. I'm a very successful manager, for example. Now, let's take a good example. Bulldog Don Kent. You used to manage him before you became a promoter. He was a mediocre, middle-of-the-card type of a wrestler. I took over his career. Now he's one half of the WWE World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. He's undefeated. I took this same man and did so much more than you did with him. I think this shows what a tremendously successful manager
I was manager of Don Kent. I don't like to bring up the past, but I'll tell you something about the past. When I had Don Kent and another wrestler with me as a tag team, we went through the entire world. We were the world champions. We were featured in every big city in the world.
The same cities I've been in, except I drew more money than you did. I'm going to tell you something else. I've been from New York to Los Angeles. I've been to Montreal to Mexico. I've been to the Middle East, to Japan, to the Far East. I've been everywhere, so don't you ever come on my show, though, to try to downgrade you.
Everywhere, Jay, is because you've been escaping your creditors. You're a despicable, degenerate person for professional wrestling. You have no business in it. The fact that you can come out here, your elocution is true. You use semantics, you use colloquialisms, you use all these things where people that don't know what you're talking about. But I know you for really the person you are. And I was talking to Ozzy Osbourne and Roddy Piper, who say, and I can't believe this, that you're their hero, that you're the person they look up to, because you are despicable, because you are that degenerate, because you grab a person like Don Kent, put him in front of you, become champions, simply because Don Kent has the attributes of a champion. He has ability, agility, strength, stamina, desire, science, the whole damn thing. So don't you come on out here and tell me what the hell you did with Kent. Because you know that's baloney. I know it's baloney. All the wrestling people out there who know anything about wrestling know it's baloney. You could spew off at the mouth, Kent, and you could spew off the mouth, Graham, but you're not going to come across like you should. Well, I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you something. It takes a lot of... What are you going to tell me? For a overbearing, big-mouthed old man to come out here. It's good for an old man to get tough. A man that's past his prime. A man that wouldn't have a chance if I wanted to take off this coat right now and smack you. Well, don't you take off the coat. Let me tell you why, because I am a Christian gentleman, and this is a talk show, and I'm going to talk show. I'll tell you something older than anybody else. I would take 3 months to get in shape to wrestle him. For you, I could do it tomorrow night. That's what I think about you. I've been ill. I've been sick. I've had vasculitis, I've everything even known to humanity. And let me tell you something else. Regardless of all these things, I could go to the ring with you right tonight. I'd put you down. I'd pulverize you. I'd destroy you. I'd make you the type of person you are, Graham. What a pleasure this segment is going to be. We have the very eloquent Dr. Jerry Graham Jr. with us. And I'm going to ask Jerry a question for a change. Dr. Jerry Graham Jr., where have you been? And why are you wearing sunglasses at nighttime?
Well, first of all, where have I been? A lot of people got the impression I was retired. Not true. I've been on sabbatical, studying the Gregorian calendar in relation to the vernal equinox. Why do I wear sunglasses? George Cannon, when you're as great as I am, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day.
That's it?
That's it.
What about the gas next match?
Let me tell you something. Everybody knows how I deplore the Detroit-Windsor area. Everybody that knows me knows how I despise these cheap rickety cars. I have to go to Japan or Germany to buy a proper car. Now I live in Windsor. I got the mindless Canadians. But I'm back in this area for one reason, George Cannon, because you have made it possible for me to have a brass knuckles match with the lowest worm in the dust excuse for a human being I've ever seen, Chris Carter. Now, a lot of people, they contemplate, why am I on Earth? What is my place in the universe, in the infinities? Chris Carter knows. He answers that question. He's at peace with himself, George Cannon. Chris Carter is at peace with himself because a lot of people wonder, why am I here? What am I doing? Chris Carter can say, I have been put here to be beaten regularly by Dr. Jerry Graham. That is my function in life. And I own the Michigan. When we tape up those fists in a brass knuckle style match that you've so graciously arranged for me to be up there, I am going to take Chris Carter, the spirit of America, gag me with a fork cannon, and I am going to beat him around that building. Because in a brass knuckles tape this match, there's no stopping because of blood. There's no disqualification. And let me tell you something. There's people coming from all over Iowa, Michigan. You think I'd go to a dump like Iowa, Michigan? A one-horse...
One more question. If you're in a place where the sun shines 24 hours, I thought you were in a place where the sun doesn't shine.
Well, Cannon, I'm going to go down and just say this. Carter, I'm going to be an Iowa, the brass knuckles, and you're going to be beaten like a wet puppy.
Fans, what do you think would happen if Dick the Bruiser faced off against Cowboy Bob Orton? Can the Bruiser stop Bob Orton? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we go back into the archives of the WWA to bring you that feature match now. Let's go to ringside as Dick the Bruiser meets Cowboy Bob Orton.
Oh, he's putting Orton's head right into that turnbuckle. Orton down on one knee and a bit dazed, and Bruiser has him right where he wants him, within his grasp. Bruiser shoves him into that turnbuckle again. Bruiser, oh, he's testing the ring savvy of Rooster Griffin, saying, come on, baby, get in the ring. Griffin fell right off the ring apron. Oh, Rooster Griffin is scared of the world's most dangerous wrestler, and he has good reason to be. Bruiser will eat him up alive.
Problem is, David, while the Bruiser was concentrating on Rooster Griffin outside of the ring, Bob Orton had a chance to get his recuperative powers together, and now he's assaulting the Bruiser.
He's assaulting him and doing it well. Bruiser trying to muster up that ability. Orton there misses a punch. There he goes in. He's hitting Bruiser in the side of that jaw, trying to loosen up his teeth. Bruiser's just standing there in a bit of a daze, and Orton puts a big forearm blow right across Bruiser's forehead, and believe me, he didn't miss that one, fans. Bruiser just trying to get up. Oh, that Orton's on top of him. You'll notice, fans, he doesn't give Dick the Bruiser the time of day to breathe. He just stays right on top of Bruiser, putting him away.
David, he's smart. If you give a living legend a chance to breathe, you've got to stay on top of Dick the Bruiser. That's the only way you're going to be able to defeat him. Once you give him a chance to recuperate, anything's liable to happen. You must stay on top of him.
Dick the Bruiser, the world's most dangerous wrestler, a living legend, as Thomas Griffin called him, and even Bob Orton has acknowledged. Well, he's a living legend, and he'd better keep on pumping away if he expects to be living through this. Cowboy Bob Orton. Orton trying to take Bruiser over there. Not doing so. You notice then Dick the Bruiser doesn't go over very easily. He doesn't go off his leg. He's got what it takes to stay on the mat. And baby, if he puts that claw hold on you, he's trying to weaken up Orton's midsection now. The fans are cheering him on. Put that claw hold on him, Bruiser. Weaken up his midsection and put the claw on him. Bruiser fan. He's going to town. Orton's in a daze. He's wincing and whining. Oh, right into the turnbuckle. Orton's midsection goes. Dick the Bruiser to put that claw hold on him. He calls down to me. He says, David, I'm going to punch this man's brain out. Well, he's doing just that. He's going to town. Dick the Bruiser. Oh, does he look different? He's really doing it, baby. Dick the Bruiser's pounding away. He's choking now. Orton putting a boot to Bruiser's midsection. Bruiser not even a manhaul and take it. He goes back into the corner for a breather. Bruiser's midsection is tough. Bruiser's legs are the toughest things you'll ever see. They're really powerful, and that's why he's still standing. Dick the Bruiser has great calves, great muscular build in those legs, those thighs. Oh my! Bruiser going up. Orton's trying to take the Bruiser up. What might have been a suplex is putting Bruiser on that rope. The third rope for the superplex. Bruiser trying to fight for his life. Fighting for his life. He knows if he goes up in that superplex, it's all over. Oh, that punch. What a punch. It's the Bruiser got Cowboy Bob Orton. He's punching away now. He's ready, Teddy baby. Oh, it's the Bruiser. He just saved himself from what was called a superplex. When Orton puts that on you, it's all over. Bruiser knew it, and he punched his way out of it. Orton trying to pull on an illegal move, the pile driver. It's not effective. Bruiser tosses him over. Bruiser picks up one for the pile driver. Oh, my! Bruiser puts the pile driver on Cowboy Bob Orton. Oh, my! And please do. That pile driver is illegal. But Henry Van Loon was not able to see it. But needless to say, Dick the Bruiser won it. Dick the Bruiser's the winner, fans. What an exciting match. Oh, he's chasing the Rooster now. Oh, the Bruiser wants the Rooster. He's really going after Rooster winning the round. Fans, it's our show for today. We'll see you all
15-minute time limitation. Introducing from Chicago, Illinois, he weighed in at 230 pounds. Here is Rick Sampson. And his opponent from the Soviet Union, he weighed in at 244 pounds. He's known as the Mad Russian. Here is Igor Zatkoff. One fall, 15-minute time limitation. Did we give him that nickname, the Mad Russian, Bruiser?
I don't know if we get it to him, Terry, but
I know we called him.
He's mad already. He almost hit the ring attempt. Maybe he was running.
Rick Sampson, a young guy with quite a great future in store for him, but he's facing a brutal challenge. And there you can see Rick Sampson certainly has been embarrassed here in the early stages of this match. Hopefully he'll have a few minutes out there to get a little mad.
He's a good-looking young athlete, but he deserves...
Oh, shoulder block on the inside, trying to knock Sampson off his feet, out of the ring. Sampson over the top, so we could see a body press here.
Oh, he got up.
Oh, that was a great move. Sampson is improving every week. We've said it before, and the proof is obvious.
I told you, and he's a gifted athlete, but he's also a learned fella. He's a senior at the University of Cincinnati.
Oh, is he? Down at UC, huh? Home of the Bearcats.
And like I said, he's not only a good-looking athlete, he's got a head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he does. Well built, quite a formidable amateur background, too, I understand.
That's right. Many years of amateur.
I don't know what kind of a background the Russian has. He won't share that information with anybody. One thing we know, though, is he's double tough, double mean in that ring. Sampson drawn a roll. Nice on drag. Takedown. He clamps on that arm bar, and he has got Zatkoff right where he wants him now. Coming up, fans, the World Championship match. The great Wojo to join us in a little bit. He'll be meeting Chris Carter. Boy, I can't wait for that one.
Anytime Wojo and Carter ever get together, it's got to be dynamite.
Referee asking the Russian if he wants to submit, if he's had enough yet. No soap so far.
I like that Rick Sampson, but you can't tell what the Russian's going to do.
This block with a twist applied by Rick Sampson. You're right, Bruiser. Zatkoff has got quite a bag of tricks.
I think Zatkoff is feigning.
Maybe he's not quite as worn down as he might give the appearance of.
That's right. I think he's just acting a little too slow. I wouldn't trust him.
No, absolutely. That would be a serious mistake for Rick Sampson if he were to trust the Russian.
I think he's going to block Sampson somehow. I knew he'd get his head.
Got the referee around where he wanted him and tugged the hair, took Sampson off the speed, broke the hold. Now things are going his way. He's in control now. He's still favoring that left arm. Sampson did some damage with that hold. Now look at it. He's got his fingers in the mouth there. Referee ordering the break immediately on that. Now what? This guy's a little hungry. Mad Russian Igor Zatkoff putting the big boots to Rick Sampson. Sampson's in a little bit of trouble now. Hopefully he can get his wits about him.
I was hoping that Sampson would beat this guy, but it doesn't look like he's going to, Terry.
Sampson's coming a long way. One of these days, though, he's gonna
get out on his own, but I don't think today's the day.
No, perhaps not.
This Russian's got him now. I can tell. Look at him.
Rushing in with that big elbow. I think this is it.
That's it.
In for the count.
He's got him.
Up, he's not allowing it. I don't know. I think the count probably would have gone in there.
Well, I don't know, but the Russians definitely got him in deep trouble.
Off the ropes goes Sampson. Another hip toss takes Sampson down. Big leg down. Big leg drop. In for the count again.
There you go.
Two and up. Once again, not allowing it. Well, Zatkoff is out to prove a point now. He's got the Russian has an injury to his stretch, couldn't hold it though. But wait a minute, he's taking his man into a pinning combination. Into a pinning combination. Come on, referee. The referee. I guess the other one shoulder isn't quite down. That's it. Zatkoff has submitted. Zatkoff has submitted.
He came up.
Whoa! An upset. An upset victory.
It shows you what I know, Terry.
This is something.
I was sure that Zatkoff had him.
The winner from an abdominal stretch, Rick Sampson.
Even though the Russian went off his feet, Sampson was still able to maintain the pressure on the abdominal stretch. A very devastating submission hold, as you can see it again. Now watch Sampson. He'll maintain the pressure. He'll maintain enough pressure to get the submission from the Russian. Boy, no one is more surprised than the Russian right now. At an impressive victory from Rick Sampson. This young guy is going places. There's no doubt about that. There you see the referee signaling for the bell. The World Championship at stake as we return in a moment with more action.
Well, what a segment there with Dr. Jerry Green Jr. Well, we're back to normal circumstances. We have Hal Sullivan with another question, Hal.
I'm glad you think I'm normal anyway, George. Here we go from Ken Drover of Essex. Will we ever see a match between you and the big boss man? That's you, George.
No, it's on me. I quit in 1970 because I got smart. I had too many internal injuries. I think I've mentioned them a couple of times in the program. But Big Boss Man is a type of wrestler that I would like to wrestle when I was wrestling. I like to go against the bigger guys. It was a chance to, when you get two big guys of the same size or thereabouts, it's more of a strength match than it is, say, of moves. And although I enjoy that match too, but I have no intention of going back to the ring with Big Boss Man or Dr. Jerry Green Jr. or anyone else. Next question.
Here's a rumor that we get asked about a lot from Dennis Robichaud of Montreal. He's the one who asked it this time. Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, are they brothers?
I've heard that question so many times that I'm wondering if someone isn't spreading that rumor around the United States and Canada, because if you hear a rumor in a little town or in a small segment of the population, okay, but when you hear from all over the United States and all over Canada, and I think where people got that idea is at one time Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake were tag partners, but they're not blood brothers, so to speak.
Another question from Spike Mazzotti of Windsor, Ontario. He wants to know who really is the Blue Blazer?
Well, Spike, that's a very good question. The Blue Blazer is Owen Hart, the brother of Bret Hart. And for 2 years, Vince McMahon has been trying to get him into the Federation and has not succeeded because the only way Owen would come in is if he could have a match against his brother Bret. Vince McMahon has promised him that, but he wants him to wear a mask as a Blue Blazer until that day comes when he gets into the ring with his brother Bret.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you represent a charity or belong to a group or organization and would like to raise some funds, we have got the perfect solution for you. We'll bring all the great stars you watch here on television, all the stars of Bruiser Bedlam Wrestling, to your town or community. If you'd like more information on that, give us a call at the phone number on your screen, 313-537-9796, or drop us a line to Bruiser Bedlam, 151 West Jefferson, Suite 514 in Detroit, 48226, and we'll bring all the stars and bring you on your way to raising a lot of funds.
This is one fall, 15-minute time limitation. Introducing the challenger, weighing 241 pounds from Motor City, USA. Here is Chris Carter. Chris Carter. And his opponent, the current reigning WWA Heavyweight Champion of the world. He weighed in at 268 pounds from Toledo, Ohio. Here is the great Wojo! And in his corner, the world's most intelligent manager, Dr. Jerry Graham.
Well, Bruiser, what an accomplishment to be able to sign a match of this caliber to Bruiser Bedlam today.
Well, we talked about it before, Terry. Anytime you can get Wojo, the great Wojo, and Chris Carter is
especially in a belt-defendant situation.
That's right.
On television. Chris Carter, born in the USA and darn proud of it. Wojo, a fierce headlock. He's got such strength in his arms there. That was just a devastating hold of his. The collision, Carter down. Wojo over the top, off the ropes. Carter nicely catches his man with a hip toss and a takedown in the second one. The world champion on the run, taking his plunge from the challenger. Up, a suplex here. Yes, sir. Vertical suplex takes the champion down. The champion's in trouble. Only on a one count, though. Dr. Jerry Graham was on his way into the ring there.
Carter will be all right.
There's the doctor on the outside, a devious individual, if ever there was one.
Carter will be okay because we can just keep Graham from helping Wojo.
Yeah, that's the unknown factor in this bout. Ooh, Wojo caught him with a clothesline. Big boots being put into the chest of the challenger, Chris Carter. Wrestling in front of a more or less a hometown crowd here in Sterling Heights, just outside of Detroit, at the beautiful Premier Center. Wojo, an outstanding amateur wrestler, would have gone to the Olympics had not been boycotted. Nonetheless, though, you don't see all that much scientific wrestling at this point from the great Wojo.
You see Graham, that's what you see.
And Graham's influence is probably the main reason we don't see a whole lot of stylish wrestling from Wojo. Carter head first into the turnbuckle. The great Wojo on the move now. Big sledgehammer.
Carter's taking it in.
You can hear the rallying cry of Chris Carter, USA. That's something that always gets that adrenaline flowing.
I don't know, trying to think about that.
Carter being choked over the middle rope by the champion, the referee, putting in the count, ordering him to stand back because they're in the ropes. Dr. Jerry Graham, as you see on the right-hand side of your screen, looking ominously, always present in the corner with the great Wojo, the world heavyweight champion. We saw a suplex by Carter earlier. There's one from the champion.
That's it.
This could be it.
He's got it.
No, sir. A 2 count, that was all.
I don't wait, Carter.
Chris Carter's got a lot of intestinal fortitude. It's going to take an awful lot for Chris Carter to give up. I think he'd almost probably have to have him unconscious to make him give up like that.
Well, he hurt him, now he's got it.
Wojo putting in the boots, throwing the forearms earlier.
I'd like to see one of those wet wrestlers that I've seen on other wrestling matches on TV take some of the punches that Wojo can dish out.
You got to be a strong man to be in there with Wojo. Oh, backbreaker. In for the count. Graham saying that's it, but no, sir. Carter's foot on the ropes.
He's got it now.
Let's see. Whoa, back first into the turnbuckle.
If that doesn't do it, twice.
Things not looking too good to this point for the challenger, Chris Carter. The fans urging him on from about ringside. And Carter, look at him, just soaking up that enthusiasm from the crowd. He's digging down deep to come back with some punches on the champion. Graham shouting encouragement and instructions from ringside, and Carter lets go. Big body slam coming up on the champion. The great Wojo, a man who has successfully defended the World Heavyweight Championship for quite some time now against the top contenders around the world. And when you talk about top contenders, he's in there with you now. Oh, he's into the midsection.
He's going to get him, that's it. That's it. Wojo's got him now.
Coming up. Wojo tosses Carter out of the ring. Carter almost surprised the champion. They almost got a pinfall on him. There's Graham interfering again. Well, this guy's enough to drive you nuts. The champion again stops Carter from getting into the ring. Shoulder blocked him right off of the apron onto the floor.
Watch it.
Once again, the champion knocks Carter off the ring. Carter flat on his back at ringside. The Wojo with a very confident look on his face inside the ring. There's Dr. Jerry Graham. Oh, there's the sleeper hold. There's the Chris Carter's patented submission hold.
Keep Graham from him.
He'll put Wojo out. Graham not making a move to interfere. Oh, now wait a minute. Here he comes. The sleeper hold applied by Chris Carter on the champion. This could be it, Bruiser. I think Wojo's out. And the referee has called for the bell. The referee calls for the bell. Do we have a... I don't know. Now, wait a minute. Carter was on the outside on the apron. Could we have had a count out? I don't think legally there's any way the referee can award this match to Carter because he was on the outside.
Carter was counted out. The winner is still reigning WWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Great Wojo.
I don't believe it, Ted.
Wojo's eyes were open there just a second ago.
I don't trust it.
Graham saying that Wojo is not yet awake, but I think when I was in the ring for that instant, I saw his eyes open.
I do too. I don't trust it. Anything connected to Graham, I can't trust.
He's going to try to wake him up again. Look at Wojo's hands. Look at his hands. He's awake. What's he doing? He's got something out of his trunk. The referee's around there. Wojo, oh, he's wide awake. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Chris Carter had best be real careful at this point in time. The Wojo is not asleep. Look at that. Look at that around his fist. He's got another strap with some studs on it there. Watch out, Chris Carter. Watch out. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Wojo. Yes, sir. Boy, trust him. You talk about a Pearl Harbor. Wojo putting the boots to Chris Carter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the Great Wojo, still a heavyweight champion. Well, once again, Chris, the Great Wojo and Dr. Jerry Graham have pulled one of their patented Pearl Harbor tactics on you. Hey, you know, referee, he wouldn't let me in the damn ring. What am I supposed to do? You know something? I want a rematch. That's right. Rematch. Come on.
Well, it was a technicality. Nonetheless, Chris Carter, very obviously, you put the sleeper on and you put him out.
I'll tell you what. Did you see it? He was out. I know I can do it again. I want a rematch.
Carter wants him back. You beat him for all intents and purposes. Obviously, you were counted out, but the fact remains you did put the champion out.
So he wouldn't let me back in the ring, man. What am I supposed to do? Did you see it, though? The Great Wojo was out.
There's nobody that can stand up to the sleeper hold the way you apply it, my man.
I'll tell you what, Terry, as you well know.
That's right. Thank you very much, Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time for right now.
Sleeper. Carter had him in that sleeper, but then Graham comes along. We'll be right back.
Another great lineup of stars. Congratulations to you for putting it together, and much more of the same coming next week.
I hope to be here and satisfy my wishes to see Bruiser Bedlam.
Later tonight, a president potential visit to the restaurant prompts a security check, which Howard can't seem to pass on It's a Living.
This has been a presentation of Bedlam Productions Incorporated in association with Championship Wrestling Incorporated.